Hello, and welcome back to Vibing with Life. It is so good to have you here. I want to chat about releasing the pressure to perform that we place on ourselves, and thus surrendering to the flow of our journeys. So when we first start our journeys, it is so easy to get caught up in all of these high vibe emotions. It's so easy to get excited, to see all the magic that's happening. You start to see synchronicities, and again, it all gets so exciting, and you feel all this joy and happiness, and oh my goodness, everything is going right. Because of all of this excitement, two things tend to happen. One, we tend to ignore the not so great feelings, and two, we can much more easily put pressure on ourselves to perform in a certain way, by a certain date, in a certain time period, you name it. We're placing the pressure to perform on ourselves because we're so excited for the end result and for everything to come. So to start, when you ignore those not so great feelings because you're just too excited and you don't want to deal with the heavier stuff, you push it down and you push it down. It's going to continue to come back up because it is there for you, and it is there to teach you a lesson and to help you further grow in a way that can give you even more of these high vibe, excited feelings every single day. So pay attention to what is coming up, the heavier feelings. When are they coming up? Why are they coming up? What are they triggering? What is triggering them? Take a look at all of those and really sit with those and spend time with those, because that is such an important way to help us grow on our journeys, is to look at all of the heavier stuff that we don't necessarily want to look at. And the more we spend time with ourselves and the more we take time to look at those not so great feelings, the easier it's going to be to work through them the next time. And the quicker you're going to be able to do it, because you're establishing a set of tools that is helping you to work through those limiting beliefs or those fears or whatever it is that's coming up that doesn't feel so great. Thus, you will be able to sit in your high vibeness even more often. But it is crucial to pay attention to those feelings. On the other side, we have putting pressure to perform on yourself because you're so excited about all your dreams and all your goals and your whole life and everything coming true and all of this change and growth and beauty, and oh my gosh, so excited. So you're putting all this pressure to get all of this done. And the pressure you put on yourself connects back to those not so great feelings. Because when you put so much pressure on yourself to perform in a certain way by a certain time period, you feel like you have to stay in that high vibeness and you have to go and do all of these things. And because of that, you just don't have time to deal with the icky feelings. But the icky feelings need to be dealt with. So these kind of go hand in hand and they play off each other, but focusing more though on the pressure to perform. The pressure you are placing on yourself to get all of your dreams and goals accomplished. This is going to create overwhelm and stress and anxiety, and it's going to make you feel like you're never doing enough and you're never getting far enough. And it keeps you in that lack mindset of I'm never doing enough, I don't have enough, none of my dreams are here, I need to do more in order to get more. This is a recipe for a swirling brain tornado, and we don't like those. We are trying to avoid those. So what I want you to remember is that all of our journeys are unique, and all of our journeys are individual journeys, which means we are all on our own paths. But you are always on the right path for you and your highest self and your highest good. You are always on your right path. No matter how many curves and bends and detours and challenges pop up, you are always on the right path. You can surrender to the flow of your journey because you know that it's happening in divine timing. Keeping this in mind allows it to be easier to surrender to the flow. So instead of looking at all of these things that you still have to do and all of these steps that you still have to take take a step back and observe. Look at what you have accomplished. Look at how far you have come. Look at what you've done. You are doing incredible, and you deserve to celebrate yourself. And celebrating our accomplishments, no matter how big or how small, even teeny tiny, celebrating them is so much more powerful than thinking we haven't done enough and need to do more. And this is one huge mindset game. So anything we can do to instill the positive growth-based mindset is key. This journey lasts a lifetime. Our journeys are a lifetime journey. So let's have as much fun with it as we possibly can. There's no need to rush it. There's no need to stress over it. It's all happening as it needs to happen for you to grow in the way that is best for you to grow. And that's really freaking awesome. Now I know that it is not entirely practical to never put any pressure on yourself. Because again, we get so excited and it's hard not to put so much pressure on ourselves and not to be like, oh my gosh, how did I not do enough? Need to do more. Dreams, goals. Ah! So when you do notice that you've been putting pressure on yourself, or if you do find yourself pressuring your journey, take a step back and know that the best thing to do right there is to not force anything. Don't force yourself to be more productive. Don't force yourself to get more done. I know that may feel and even seem counterproductive, but that's going to be the best thing for you to slow down and realign with the flow and the journey and to ground yourself. It's also a great way to show your subconscious mind that you don't always have to be doing things. You don't always have to be go, go, go all the time. You're showing yourself and your subconscious mind, you're building that belief that it is okay to slow down. It is okay to surrender to the flow, and it is okay to not get everything on your to-do list done. So when you're putting pressure on yourself, the best thing to do is to stop doing all the things. Take time for yourself, reassess the situation, ask yourself some questions, take a look in your inner world, see what's going on, reassess, and then go back at it with a fresh, flowy, vibey mindset. Some questions you can ask yourself to dig deeper into what's going on and why you've been putting pressure on yourself is, first, literally, why have you been putting pressure on yourself? Why do you feel as though you need to pressure yourself? What kind of pressure is it? What is this pressure regarding? Is there a certain area or aspect of your journey that you're pressuring yourself over? Is there a certain goal or dream or manifestation that you're trying so hard to reach that you're putting all this pressure on yourself? How does putting the pressure on yourself make you feel? Really think about how it makes you feel. Not only when you're putting the pressure on yourself, but think about how you feel before and after you're doing all of these activities that you're pressuring yourself to do. Really take a look inside and think about how you're feeling. Is it productive to continue to pressure yourself, or does it feel so much better to take that step back, realign, get back in that fresh mindset, and go at it with a more calm and in the flow mindset of everything will get done at the right time? And another really powerful question to ask yourself is, what stories or limiting beliefs or fears are triggering me to pressure myself? What am I telling myself? What does my subconscious or my ego believe that is causing me to feel as though I need to put all of this pressure on myself? So taking a look at all of these questions is really going to help you identify the story and the reasoning behind the pressure you're putting on yourself. And it's going to help you in the future to catch yourself sooner and eventually not put so much pressure on yourself because you just trust in yourself. And once you've looked at all of these questions, look at how you can shift this to work for you. How can you shift what you're doing and your journey and all of these to-do things to work for you? How can you make it work without putting the pressure on yourself? Everything is happening for you. Everything always happens for you. And if you did catch yourself, or you do catch yourself in a place where you're putting pressure on yourself, that's totally okay. Just give yourself that space and trust in yourself. Trust in yourself and your journey and your knowing that everything is working out for you. Some great tools and tips for when you find that you're pressuring yourself is to do some journaling. I'm a big advocate of journaling because it gets it all out of your head and onto paper, and it helps you to reassess what's been going on and why you've been pressuring yourself. Meditation, also always great, helps you to calm your mind and slow your mind. Biggest thing with meditation is that you're not stopping your thoughts, you're simply slowing them in a way that you can observe them. And this really helps you to bring some stuff up to the surface that may be lying underneath to identify further why you've gotten to the point where you're go, go, go all the time. And the best way, and my favorite way, to take a step back when you have been putting all of this pressure to perform on yourself is to go do something fun. Go do a joy-producing activity that brings you back to yourself and makes you smile just because you're doing it. For me, love to be in nature. Nature centers me. It brings me so much joy. I have so much fun, especially when I put on music and dance through the forest. So go do something that is fun and brings you joy and really brings you into the present moment and lets all your worries melt away. And then go back at it, take a look at everything, and go from there in a way that doesn't feel forced, but feels beautiful and flowy and vibey and fun and exciting, because it is meant to be exciting. All of this is so exciting, and you are doing so, so well. And it's so much more fun if you take time to really enjoy that excitement and all of the fun things along the way. So remember to feel all the feelings, whether they are high vibe or they are way down there and they're low vibe and you don't like feeling them. Regardless, feel them, sit with them. Really, really embrace and be grateful for all the good high vibe feelings, and you will begin to get them more and more and more and more, and you will feel less of those low vibe feelings once you begin to work through these things. But remember, it's a journey, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and it does take time for us to identify our limiting beliefs and our fears and all of the reasons we feel like we need to go 100 miles an hour all the time. But remember, it is okay to slow down. It's okay to take your time. It's okay and even better to enjoy the view. You deserve to enjoy the view and to celebrate all of your hard work because you are doing amazing. So release that pressure to perform on yourself and go about your journey with open arms, and know that no matter what happens, there is always a lesson or growth or beauty or just anything. Thank you so much for joining me to vibe with life today and learn more ways to really embrace the beauty of this journey and the excitement of this journey without giving our ego too much ammunition to pull us back into our comfort zones. You are doing so, so amazing. Trust yourself and believe in yourself and celebrate all of your successes, no matter the size of them. And remember, everyone can vibe with life.